So hi, I am back once again for another DVD review right here. I just finished watching it. Um, and yeah, here we go. This is TNA Qualified for Action, which also came in my grab bag from High Spot, and it is TNA's first house show apparently. It is. It doesn't have Mike Tenay and Don West, thankfully, but unthankfully they have these UWF commentators, or even worse. And the reason for that is that UWF was also sponsoring the show because it was in Virginia. Blah blah blah. Um, so their commentators were just as bad. And when he tried to scream, he sounded like one of the commentators. When he tried I think there was only one actually. When he tried to scream, sounded like a 7-year-old girl. So anyway, let's just get on with the matches. We started off with Lynn and Sonjay Dutt versus Team Canada, and on the box here it says in parentheses, Team Canada parentheses Eric Young and Petey Williams. But in typical TNA fashion, they forgot to put a second parentheses around the end, and I've had now two DVDs from TNA that they've made mistakes on that. But actually, I think High Spots produced it, so that might be their fault. But whatever, let's just get to the match. This match was funny. It was a comedy match. So it wasn't exactly going to be like great action per se. It was mainly to get Lynn to get all his spots in. And there was a very funny spot where he hip tossed both members of Team Canada twice, and then the ref ran in and he hip tossed the ref, and then Sonjay Dutt ran in and he hip tossed Sonjay, and it was very funny. Everyone was laughing. And then at the end, it had a very cool ending. It was just basically one of those crazy finisher endings where he hits the cradle pile driver, then Petey Williams comes out of nowhere with the Canadian Destroyer. Then Sonjay knocks Petey down and hits the Hindu press, and for the victory. And so that was a good opener right there. Then we got Neal and Traci Brooks, and this was this was pretty bad. I mean, Neal seemed like a good worker. She worked in Shimmer, so she has to have had something if she worked in Shimmer, and she tried to carry Traci Brooks, but unfortunately Traci isn't really the best wrestler. Whatever. Next match. And speaking of the next match was a non-title tag team match between America's Most Wanted and the Naturals. And this was very good, I would have to say. There was a bunch of spots where the Naturals put AMW in positions where it looked like they were fucking each other. It was funny. It was in good taste though. It was funny, and they were playing the whole booking in this match is that that AMW could never catch up to the Naturals, but then they would never lose their they would always that the Naturals would dominate the whole match, but then when it always came to a big point, they would lose. And there was a spot where someone went up, yeah, one of the Naturals went up to do. Oh yeah, one of the Naturals went up to the top rope, and then Chris Harris came up to do a superplex on him, and then the other Natural came up from behind and put him in an electric chair position, and you think, oh, regular Tower of Doom right there. And then James Storm came up from under him and did another electric chair, and while it was a very cool spot, there was just too much weight. It wasn't ever going to work because there's just too much weight for someone to carry two people. Well, two people or three on top of him. But it still worked as well as it was going to work. But it looked a little botched. But still, this match was very good. I always liked AMW a lot, especially James Storm. I think James Storm is a very good wrestler with a very good gimmick. And so yeah, this match turned out pretty decent. Um, Next was the War Machine Rhino versus Abyss, and this match, I think it was a no disqualification match because they used a chair and the ref didn't do anything. But then again, it could just be TNA with their usual, oh my god, the ref is doing such a great job not stopping this match because this match means so much more, when it doesn't. But no, I think this was a no DQ match, but it wasn't given very much time. Abyss looked actually. This is why I always liked Abyss because he's a big guy, but he can bump very well. Rhino looked fat as he hasn't really looked good in 4 or 5 years, or even 6 or 7 maybe. But he it was just a brawl, and then Abyss got a chair, and he did that spot where he put on Rhino's stomach, and then he bounces off the ropes, but Rhino turns it, and it hits him in the nuts. Um, and that spot is funny. It's not even it's sort of a comedy spot. But so then they did that, and then Rhino just ends up winning with the gore, gore, gore. Or as Don West, gore, gore. Those ridiculous chants, screams that Don West does. Um, but so yeah, it was pretty decent. Then Jarrett came out, and he cut a good promo. He cut a very good promo. That's why I like Jarrett. And he announced that he found someone outside of TNA to be his tag team partner. And then Maven came out, and he cut an even better promo than Jarrett. I thought he was excellent in that spot. His promo was very good. He had this big back tattoo that I didn't know he had, but beside the point. And anyway, Jeff Hardy and Kip James came out, the oddest pairing you could really have. But they actually had a decent match. I mean, the whole point was that, well, once again, pretty much that Jarrett and Maven were the chicken shit heels, where they were the chicken shit heels, where they wouldn't want to wrestle and they would delay and spend a lot of time outside the ring. But then it turned out to be a good match. Jeff Hardy won with the Swanton, and this was one of the last times you can see Jeff Hardy in TNA. Woohoo! Anyway, so then next was the it was the main event already. Wow, got there fast. Team 3D versus Diamonds in the Rough. Wow, Diamonds in the Rough main eventing a show. Anyway, Bubba and Devon, Bubba cut a promo before the match. Blah blah blah. So then the match started. It was a hardcore match. They had their oh so typical TNA brawl through the crowd, but there wasn't really much action here. I don't know. It just seemed kind of boring. And then Team 3D wins when they put one of the Diamonds in the Rough through the table. David, whatever his name is. They put him through a table and they win. And then they cut a promo. And then in the bonus footage that they show, they get some little kids in the ring and hand them pieces of the table that broke. But one of the kids had a Matt Hardy shirt. It was very funny. Way to promote a rival company, TNA. Anyway, yeah, so that's my review. Wow. These reviews go by really fast. Anyway, so actually, to get to another point, of course, not that many people watch my channel because I'm new, so I wouldn't expect that to happen. If you want me to do anything, just email me, and thank you for the support. I only have one subscriber, and that's Lil Zach Attack, and he is a very nice kid. And he wanted to be mentioned in this video, so I said so. So subscribe, please. Just watch the videos. Thank you.